I just am not in the mood.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. Just not in the mood. And we are waiting for people to join us in the chat room. We have tons of people on Instagram already. We have the chat room filling up with the tribe members. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. You?
Great. Great. Best movies ever, which is our topic tonight. Double Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever enjoyed such a show. Talk about suspenseful.
Right. And it's your own show.
It's my own show. I happen to be the character in the show. All of us are characters in the show. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? So, how's everyone doing? How's everyone? Hello, everybody in the chat room. Siani G. Oh, Niall's back. Hey, Niall. Whoa. Julia, Gemini Ascension, Carm, Sandy, Debrina, Jess, everyone. Sia, hello. Hi, Sin. All right. So we are back in action. This is episode 3 of season 3. And tonight's topic's a good one. We came up with the double vision because, you know, when we're working with clients and we're getting a lot of feedback, I feel like we see a lot of people getting caught up in this double world. And that is because of something we call Hollywood. You know, I don't know about you, but I love movies. I love movies, especially because they're documentaries to me. Many of the ones I watch a lot of sci-fi, a lot of, you know, mythical creatures and things like that. Fantasy stuff. And, you know, I feel like a lot of those movies have been documentaries for us where the news is more the entertainment. And because of that, I started thinking, Walker and I were talking, that we watched some sort of a documentary where we actually were watching them put the makeup and the transformation on the person as a behind the scenes. And you know, it's really amazing to me the skill that it takes to change a human being into character. And I don't know about you, but some of those characters are freaking believable.
Sure.
Right? You connect with these characters. They look so fucking amazing by the time their hair and the makeup and whatever they're doing is done. I mean, look at one of the things I can think about is like Freddy Krueger. I mean, that looked amazing. Mm-hmm. You know, some of the movies with Eddie Murphy and things like that. But, you know, I don't know. I feel like I don't understand how people can know that they can create movies with changes of character just through makeup and wardrobe. But why do people not wrap their brain around the fact that some of the things we're watching on TV is a double vision of that? It's like, you're seeing this way, but the other vision is seeing this way, because they can create characters to represent who we believe is quote unquote political parties. Now people come up with bigger names. They say, oh, they're clones and they're body doubles and things like that, which is true.
Sure.
But you can also have them in character form with hair and a little makeup. I mean, they can get up, have a cup of coffee, 3 a.m., go sit in the makeup chair and be fully transformed by 7, 8 a.m. You don't know who's behind the mask. And I think it's funny how some of this movie set stuff is being circulated across social media, because people are catching the bullshit that a lot of what we're watching is on a set. It's on a set. It's on a movie set.
It's a scripted movie.
And
Actors are acting.
I mean, if they're believable in a movie, how do we think they're not believable when we watch these little clips on the news and shit? Like, I don't know. I'm not calling people any name, But I can't I can't wrap my brain around the fact how you can't see it. I don't know how you can't see the movie being played right in front of you.
Well,
it's double vision.
And that goes to the, you remember that saying in The Truman Show?
Many. Which one?
Well, the one where they asked Christoph, who's the creator of Truman's World, and they said, why hasn't he figured it out?
Oh, right.
And he says, we accept the illusion of the reality that we're given.
Very good sentence from that show. Yes.
So much of the cognitive dissonance going against one's belief system. No, that couldn't be possible. No, the government would never do that. No, law enforcement would never do that. No, no country would do that. All of these things that people have a belief system that's been entrained.
Because of the psy-ops, though. It's because it's
a psychological operation.
It's a psychological operation that has been literally imprinted into the belief system.
So you can show someone something and say, look, you can see it's a set. That's a set. That none of this is real. And they'll look at it and said, oh, well, they probably just had that in the back room and they needed that for, they're going to rationalize in their brain whatever they can possibly do to rationalize it to prevent the trauma and prevent the infliction of pain of having to have something be an illusion. And that kind of experience is extremely traumatizing to the point where they can't even see if you're showing it it's right in their face, and their mind their conscious will actually rationalize it or turn it into something, and they literally can't see that thing that you're showing them because their brain refuses to see something that's outside of its belief system. It's too painful. Because if everything's
the ego, the subconscious mind has all the imprints.
But the ego is just following.
That tells you, no, you're crazy for thinking that way.
But the ego is just following the production of those belief systems to keep that stability, to keep that level of safety or security.
Well, then that moves to the point I was saying, like how I guess I can't write my brain unless those people are very much that are not believing it, are that disconnected from their third eye and their higher self, how they can't see through the bullshit. I mean, if you can go out and say, I hear so many people say, well, I get a vibe about something, right? Person walks in the room, you get a vibe, you just know you have this inner knowing. So that means you're connecting with your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
How could you not have a vibe when it's right in front of you, literally on display?
Because of movies.
I understand, but
No, I'm saying you put it's an illusion factory. So people are so accustomed to movies, and that being called, oh, that's science fiction. Oh, that doesn't exist. That was in a movie. That's a character. That's a story. You can bring things that are absolutely true, show it to people right in front of them, and people are going to go, oh, that was in a movie. That doesn't exist.
No, but I don't know. I feel a lot of people know it's a movie.
Sure.
But there's also such a large majority who have this, like, I feel people who watch it know it's fake, but then also know it's fake, have this like innate sense and this connection that it's fake.
Then you have the ones that see it, they don't want to see it, and they want to go back to sleep.
Yeah. And
they don't want to be awake.
And bury their head in the sand. Well, I guess that's, I'm really thirsty on this subject. Well, I guess that goes into something else I want to bring up too, because part of the visionary, the double vision too, is because of this psy-ops that has been created. Now, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole right now. We can do another show about this, but if you don't know anything about psychological warfare that's been going on for 200 years in this dome, then I think you may want to go down the rabbit hole a little bit before the next show, because psy-ops is a thing and it is very real. And one of the most disturbing Netflix shows I've ever seen that validates the psy-ops is that social one. Oh my gosh.
The social media experiment or whatever it is?
Yeah, the one about social media, and they show you how they, my phone's up here, I can't even look for the name. If anyone is knowing what I'm talking about, social dilemma, the social dilemma. If you watch that, they're basically telling you in this documentary that psy-ops is a thing, that it's very real, and this is what they're doing to all of us, including our children. Our children are, if we don't get them woken up, basically they make you feel as a parent you're fucked. Because everything is mind controlled through the electronics, the social media platforms. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a little disturbing that it's so in your face now. It's so falling apart that I guess I don't really understand what's the hang up on everyone else waking up? Like, why is the majority are awoken to this, which people call red pill, they call it the Great Awakening, Ascension, whatever word you want to use. But there's also a huge percentage that's not. I don't know. What do they need? Do they need a brick in their face? Like what? I don't understand how they can walk outside and not see what's happening. Turn on the television. I know they're sucked right in. They're sucked right. The minute they turn the TV on, sucked right in.
Well, the social dilemma really showed from a construct of artificial intelligence how it naturally works with a belief system. Mm-hmm. That the social media actually creates a metadata artificial intelligence person or a personality of that person. Mm-hmm. And then it creates this structure of that individual, knows its likes, its wants, its desires, its shopping, its habits, its behaviors. All of these things are just now in a construct of the social media data mining, but it actually is the same way. It works the same way, or it's based off of human behavior, psychological behavior and traits and things like that, belief systems especially. So if you look at it from the social dilemma, how they said it is like they create an artificial person of that person, and then they'll have like certain pings and things with artificial intelligence to be like, oh, so-and-so commented on your post, mm-hmm. Go check it out. But that person actually didn't comment, or it says so-and-so's checking out your post or something. That person actually didn't. That person's artificial personality did it to keep the engagement going, to then get them involved in some sort of an ad or some sort of, mm-hmm. Get them to do clicks or get them to check into something. Oh, so-and-so just checked into the gym. Well, I know where they are. So if they have a contract out on them, I know where to find them. Do you see, with how it works, if I look at my phone, okay, with social media, I see things different than if she looks at her phone.
So true. This is so true.
Now, if she looks at my phone and she's talking while looking at my phone, now her phone might come up with some things that we were talking about, mm-hmm. right?
Because they hear us. Everything
is a curated reality. I'm not going to see what's going on if it's outside of my political party or affiliation, if it's outside of my belief system. All of these things within the social construct, it's a curated reality. It's the same way that this illusion factory of the Matrix works. Yeah. So people walk around only seeing the feed and their conscious being focused on whatever their belief systems constructs as that feed, right? Everything that's outside of that feed, they don't even pay attention to. Their subconscious picks it up, but they don't pay attention to it. So the curation is happening. And like you said, how can they not see it? They can't see it because it goes outside of the realm, what we call fringe. It's on the fringe of their knowledge. It's on the fringe of their belief system. In order to be able to expand one's consciousness, someone has to be able to go to the fringe, right on the outskirts, the edge, the ledge of the knowledge. They have to go right out there to be open to something that's outside of their belief system. Most people go, nope, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to look at it. It doesn't exist.
So the visual that plays out is double-sided because they're thinking one part that it's an actual reality.
Mm-hmm.
So they're watching it from what's being programmed to them, and then they take that programming, go out in the physical world, and then it's playing out in in what I call the false reality within the dome.
And the same way, it's curated to only show you what your interests are, what your beliefs are, what your affiliations are. Nothing outside of that, so that it can completely isolate someone in a bubble that thinks that this is how the world works. This is how they've managed to do a construct on an artificial intelligence of how actual personalities, psychological profiles work. This is how, if someone knows your behaviors, they know your background, they know if you had an injury, they know if you've been abused, they have a metadata profile on how to basically move you like a puppet, because they know what'll upset you.
And they've been doing this.
They know what depresses you.
They've been doing this type of research on human beings for years. Like, I don't understand how people don't realize we're a human experiment. They've been doing this on us as humans for years, and hundreds of years. And
they've gotten to a point where if they can get one to believe that they are this actor, this character, this person, and get caught up playing that character and not see their soul and not see their higher self, they can completely control them, and that person has absolutely no idea. Yeah. They think they have free will, but they're just doing or moving along the path that the matrix is choosing for them. And that's another thing that we see. What we'll find if belief systems get attacked, meaning that someone is just stating something that's their belief system, and let's give an example of someone religious has a belief system that differs. Watch how the matrix then hijacks them and gets them to be an agent to defend the matrix, and then also go after that person for having their own belief system.
I know, it's so funny.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's so funny. I wouldn't even give the energy 5 minutes of the day. It's so silly. It's so silly. If
we can be convinced. So if you know you're being hijacked, or you know you're being manipulated, and you can see the matrix for what it is, that's what they don't want. Even if you're in a fear pattern or something, and you're like, this is really upsetting or whatever, it's that be still and know thyself. It's that come from a space as the observer and go, I'm observing what's happening to my character. And it's really crazy to watch how their behaviors are being triggered. This is what they don't want. This is fifth dimensional consciousness of being self-aware of the things that are going on. Most people are just being played because they push a button and it activates them.
But that's why we talk about co-creating and fueling your inner child, because when you start being your own character and having fun with your character, you actually fuck with the matrix and they can't utilize your energy. And that's the fun part. I like being the joke's on you, the joke's on all of you, because I'm not getting caught up in the psy-ops.
Well, the main thing,
at one point, a long time ago.
Think about it the same way as social media. If I am now aware that they're curating stuff and pushing ads and stuff, then I can see the person behind the curtain, right? Basically. So then I can say, oh, I get it, because I looked up this thing, they're pushing this ad, and then I don't engage, I disengage. They hate that because they need my energy, my money, my finances, my attention to actually make money, to create, to get me to buy into the things. So if you see that in the same way that they need our energy, we're the batteries, and they need to constantly have us giving our juice away, right? So we're constantly giving our energy away to them so that they can continue to create a reality that is curated to us that isn't necessarily what we want. In fact, it's being comfortably miserable because that's all that's known.
People like it easier to be, it's easier to get comfortable than get uncomfortable.
Sure.
Uncomfortable gets you the life you really want, and people don't want to hit the uncomfortability to get the life they want. That's why they become comfortable and stay complacent, and then they want to complain that they don't have what they want. It's a catch-22.
And this, like you said, this has been going on for so long that there have been a series of, people call them tests, but it's actually these levels of awakening that are fracturing the matrix by making self-sovereignty decisions. All the way, it started back in 2010. That's when self-sovereignty was starting to become a thing. And as these codependent relationships, or, on the government, on other people, on other things, as these started to become apparent, hey, this is disempowering. This isn't giving me the life I want. Maybe I should say no.
Yeah.
It's those little things that the lesson has been learned, and it has got to this point where the biggest lesson is, where they're literally being forced to have their sovereignty taken away from them and say, you know what, you know better than I do. Go ahead. Everybody has had that choice and these little micro decisions that they've made to choose their own self-sovereignty to get to this point. So
I think it's a blessing for people who can see this past the false reality. They have the vision of the false reality and the inner knowing of the true reality. That's a great, what I call double vision.
But and then we look at basically this bifurcation that's occurring. Mm-hmm. You're seeing this splitting. You're seeing that people that are in the reality that we know is an illusion are totally bought into it. They think it's real. They think it's the end for them. Everything is vested in it at that moment. They're such in a place of fear that they'll do whatever they have to do or whatever they're told just to survive.
Speaking of that,
and they're having two different experiences at the same time.
Yep, and I'm glad you brought up that. Two different experiences of this at the same time is a great topic that leads into the double vision of the next point we're trying to make. When it comes to psychic mediums, I'm watching it. I'm sitting behind the scenes watching this play out because I can just scroll. When you're a psychic medium, they love to match you with other psychics, especially on TikTok. And half the time I'm having to scroll. But long story short, I'm watching this where these psychics all have these distorted and different visions. It's like, for an example, I actually saw a psychic she's got tons of followers. So here's where the false light comes in. She tells people that this is the beginning of the Great Awakening and that we're not going to see, it's going to take 10 to 15 years and we're not going to see it until 2045. 2045. All right, okay. I'm going to repeat. She is a psychic medium who's in her vision not seeing the awakening and ascension completed until 2045. Now, I'm just going to throw it out there. Part of that was that we just started the ascension and awakening. That was partially true. And I'm going to say it, the majority may have collectively started in the last couple of years. But the actual Ascension Great Awakening started in 2010. So if you count 10 to 15 years from 2010, 10 years is 2020, which means our completion is 2025. I'm just showing you. Mm-hmm. Her vision was 2045. I'm like, what the fuck? No, it's impossible. How would everything we're seeing, it's already been going on 10 years.
Exactly.
And then I went, oh, wait a minute. She probably just awoken. And her vision is showing her, 10 to 15 years, which is what most of us heard 10, 15 years ago.
Exactly.
But her timing in her vision is 10 to 15 years from now.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, we got to go to commercial. I'm sorry.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
We're back.
All right, we're back. Welcome back to... Am I glitching?
Yes.
I think I'm glitching. Welcome back to the Tribe of Eden TV True Version show. If you missed the first half of the show, please go back and watch the replay. We were having...
And don't do that next time.
We were having...
Don't miss the first of the show. Why would you do that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a major social faux pas.
Exactly. I think I just went deer in the
Makes us
headlights.
sad.
Because we were talking about all this Matrix shit. They glitched me. You just watched
They tried to activate
glitch.
your social profile, psychological profile.
I was like...
Mm-hmm.
And I'm completely lost. I don't even know what the fuck we're
You're talking about double vision.
Yeah. And about how visions of psychics can be different.
Well, you also have to look at, like I said, this is an illusion factory. That's what the Matrix does. So they love to play around with people that think they're awake and psychic and feed them things that give them fear, that bring a level of hopelessness. They love to do that. And don't get me wrong, there are dark psychics. There are people out there that work for the dark, the evil ones, and they're scanning. They're scanning the astral plane. They're scanning the etheric plane. Yeah.
And they're hijacked.
Well, they've sold.
Tanya wrote in there about the psychic mediums pushing the juice. Here's what I will just tell you. I'm not, whatever. I'm just going to tell you though. Any psychic who tells you that the spirit guides, the galaxy and the universe and God and Jesus are telling you to put poison in your body, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, why are you even going to or watching that psychic?
You know,
I would just, I'm just saying from somebody with a soul, why that would be like me saying, wait, your spirit guys just told me you're supposed to go snort a line of cocaine. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Go. Oh no, you're supposed to do heroin. What? So you're supposed to put toxic chemicals into your body that are going to cause some sort of adverse reaction. And God intended that? I'm so like, I must be off my rocker.
I really don't think anybody's going to get it out there that has this mentality until you got a, 350 meter tall Jesus that appears and says, take the juice. My children, I am here. It's my second coming. Now take the juice. I mean, at some point,
I don't get it.
Because
look
at that movie Transformers, right? Remember Transformers?
Yeah, I love Transformers.
Do you remember how real that shit looked?
Yeah, like, Bumblebee was my friend.
Like going through the city. Now, let's say I have a really large projector in a satellite, and I decide to take that projector and beam a holographic image of Transformers, because that's what that is. It's a computer-generated image. Yeah. You can do a third-dimensional computer-generated image.
But
I could think there's Transformers running down, Main Street.
I felt Optimus Prime was real too. I was very connected to the character.
Yeah, but that's by design.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to show you. Like, I was so into like I couldn't sleep. I was so in love with Optimus Prime and Bumblebee that I actually went and saw the movie with my kids probably 5 times at the show.
Because they feed us back our memories and call it entertainment.
I know, but it felt so real, but I mean, look at all of the robots had what? They had a soul called the Allspark, right? Right, the Allspark. Yeah, I feel like I'm from there.
I am Optimus Prime.
That would have been a documentary about where I'm from.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like I was an Allspark.
Like I'm saying, you can holographically with technology create anything.
I know.
Anyone. So,
well, apparently,
how would people know?
The sheep, because the sheep.
How would people know if their hero or their messiah or whoever just showed up and was like, "Here, this is what you guys need to do. Bow down and whatever else." If the person doesn't have discernment, goes, "There's something weird here. Something doesn't feel right. something isn't quite aligned here.
Yeah.
This is why we talk about sovereignty, because you'll be able to see the bullshit. You'll be able to hear. Everyone else is going to be like, oh my God, look, it's this, I'm having a vision, right? And we'll be like, what are you looking at? Right? And they'll hear it in their head. Jesus is speaking to me. Archangel Michael is speaking to me. And everyone's like, I hear him too. And you're going to be like, what? What are you talking about?
Hey, if that's their vision though.
But that's the thing, is you can see it or not see it, and someone else can be seeing it. This is how this artificial intelligence is being infiltrated into the human body, making them not human, and then connected to be able to receive these transmissions that they're going to think is real. And other people are going to be like, oh, this looks like a lot of bullshit to me.
Yeah.
And that's what we talk about. Double vision. It's like, do you see that? No.
Is that when I see you and sometimes you look like the dragon you are and sometimes you look like the lion you are?
Sometimes at the same time.
Oh, I crack myself up sometimes. I don't know.
Should we take some questions?
I think we should. I think we should get people involved here. I think this was a good topic.
Let's get people involved.
I think the chat room is going to want to chit chat with us. Last time we pulled someone live on Instagram. Soon we're going to be able to do a call-in show. That's going to be fun.
That will be interesting. Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah. So let's take some questions.
Yeah. Look at that. What a name. The Decepticons. Cons and deception.
Decepticons. Deception. Con artists. Nicole, the voice of Optimus Prime was for me. I know, right? I get it. Yeah, that sexy robotic voice. All right, let's take some questions here in the chat room. I'm getting Heaven's Gate vibes from the push on the juice. Oh my gosh. I just, that's the thing. I guess for me, it's like, I don't know. My God would never tell me to take a poison. I don't know.
Maybe your God's different.
But I guess I have a different God.
If that's what your God tells you to do and you believe it, then follow your discernment or your God or whatever it is.
My body pure and clear and clean. I've already been down the road of addictive behavior and doing things against what my body required. I've already, I've been very vocal about my past and my history. So I was in that sheeple mindset, even though I was hearing spirit since I've been 6, I loved ignoring the guidance. Trust me. How do you know if it's actual visual sign or songs being sent from spirit, or if it's the dark hijacking our thoughts and media? That's funny she brought up the music, because what's been happening with us, well, with me.
With you.
I got some eerie shit of music going on, but if you listen to the predictions, the last set of predictions in the tribe, I told you guys, Spirit said you were going to be hearing these old vintage songs. I mean, I wake up and I can't even, I have to tell them, stop fucking playing that music, because it's over and over. It's on repeat. It's like there's a record player in my head. And it's so frustrating. So how do you know if it's actual visual signs or songs being sent from spirit, or if it's the dark hijacking our thoughts and media? So that's a good question. And I can only tell you from my own experience, but there are vibration and frequency alignments that come through song that gives you this feel good energy. Anything that makes you feel good is usually coming from a higher vibrational spirit guide or some sort of a higher council. The dark, it takes years and years and years to work with, because you have to understand how the dark operates, and not all dark is dark. We have this misconception that dark is evil. I don't connect with evil darkness, but I do work with the dark. I wouldn't be able to bring the dark to light if I didn't understand how they operate in the dark, you know? So anything that feels very eerie and gives you that prickly feeling in a negative way is probably not working in your favor. That's what I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there because I will end up going into a teaching thing, because I talk about this in my courses and stuff, and then I'll be here for another hour.
I'll add to that the dark does use things to get us to be joyful so that it can bring us down again. Mm-hmm. So when you're hearing something, allow that energy to vibrate from your heart. Mm-hmm. And see what it feels like in your heart, because it should give you a warm feeling or like a sense of energy and peace, but not like this elation. Mm-hmm. The elation component is third dimensional in that we get extremely happy, which is fine, but in a third dimensional construct in the matrix, it gets us way up here, so then it can take us way down here. Yeah. And then we're on this fucking roller coaster. So place it right here in your heart and feel warmth, an actual connection, as if it's connecting you to home. If it's just making you happy and you're giddy, that can be a false representation and energy.
This is really funny. Erica says, speaking of Hollywood makeup, and I can't say it.
We can't tell you where that person is because that's what happened to her TikTok.
I said
we can't tell you. We'd love to, but we can't.
I did literally a 15-second clip and went, oh, by the way, and that's all I did.
How many followers did you lose?
Oh, thousands. I was
overnight.
Overnight, 1, 2, I got banned all the way from November to June. Because I asked that question, Erica, on my TikTok. I just got my TikTok back operating, so.
We would love to, but we can't.
We can't. Mm-mm. But I can say, Mitmo, Gitmo, Mitmo.
The spa.
Mitmo, Gitmo. I can say that.
Just call it the spa.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you guys know the song. Should I tell them about that eerie?
Go ahead. Speaking of religion,
I was born and raised Italian Catholic, and I have left that part of my life a long time ago. But for anyone who knows the song about the St. Francis song,
sing it.
I don't want to. It has been on repeat. Make me a channel of your peace. That's all I'm going to say.
What's the next part? What does it say?
I don't even remember.
Really?
Where there is hatred, let me show you love. When there's misery, only joy. Something like that. I'm granted something. I mean, it's over and over and over in my head every day.
Have you felt negative energy coming? Have you all felt negative energy the past couple of weeks like I have? If so, do you know where it came from?
To be understood as to understand.
The underground.
Have you felt negative in the past couple of weeks like I have? If so, where does it come? Wait, say that again. Have you all felt negative energy the past couple of weeks like I have? If so, do you know where it comes from? The collective. We are in a dome that is being controlled by reptilian infiltration and the reptilian generals themselves. So that right there being said, if you know anything about the original, can I say original Dracos?
Sure.
History, the original Draco history and the reptilians and how we got into the stone, which we've talked about in the tribe. We've written this book. We wrote the book. And our book is in video format on Vimeo, talking about everything you're asking. Yeah, that's where it's coming from. The dome, within the dome, the energy within the dome.
There's such a thing called the underworld.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's rapidly coming to the surface because nothing in 3D gets to stay in 5D So it all has to
I
come
love
up to the
that.
surface.
I like that nothing in 3D goes to 5D.
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Belief systems, relationships, people, places, things, governments, nothing.
Yep. Wait, Carm is so funny. Yeah, remember that song from Every Friday Mass during Catholic school year. So Carm and I went to the same grade school. And oh my God, Carm, how often did we have to hear that song being played? And when they took us to funerals, do you remember that? They made us go sit in funerals when people were in weddings and stuff. I don't know. It was weird. We went to a weird grade school. Fun, but weird. But then again, it was Catholic. I am Arcturian and figured that out with connection to the Arcturus. I hope you do not think I'm nuts. The only explanation I had this feeling. We would never think you're nuts. We channel the Arcturians. We channel almost all the alien species, actually. In the tribe of Eden, the Vimeo subscription group, we are teaching people to connect with all these galactic.
There's actually an Arcturian light code.
Yep, there's an Arcturian light code.
Very, very loving beings.
All right, Jess, what about contracts? I need my contract.
Contacts.
What about contacts? I need my contacts unless my eyes miraculously heal themselves. I am blind as a bat.
But no sonar.
No sonar. Oh, well, I hope all of our eyes heal soon. 3D to 5D, you know? But no, Healing Warrior, we would never think you're crazy because that would mean we're fucking crazy. And so I like being abnormal because I don't want to be normal. That means I'm sucked into the sheeple in this dome.
Call me crazy. I don't care.
I
prefer to be crazy if this is normal.
Is a compliment. Be like, "Pete, you're crazy." Yes, I am.
Oh,
Not
so
on
many
tonight's
bugs.
topic. Wait, what is? I can't see. I don't have my glasses.
Speaking of your eyes.
Speaking of my eyes, I don't have my glasses. What does that say?
Not on tonight's topic, except you just said stuff coming to the surface. Anyone else having so many bugs show up inside their houses recently? Driving me crazy the amount of cleaning and trying to get rid of them.
Right? And they're big.
Mm-hmm.
I had stink bugs.
What kind of bugs?
Praying mantises. I have all kinds of shit showing up. She's right. Tanya, you're right. I see a lot of bugs showing up.
And flies come out of nowhere.
Yep. Out of nowhere.
The 2-3 a.m. waking up, yeah, that's pretty normal. I think most people are experiencing that.
I feel like this show is going a little different tonight. Do you?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Do you think? I'm playing the music behind the scenes.
Twilight Zone.
All right, let's get this show on the road. I have to go watch my Virgin River.
Weevils, flies, and moths.
For the second time.
Birds aren't real. They're fake. Do you see Congress or the courts? I felt like I was hit by a truck. What? No, wait.
No. Do you see Congress or courts striking down the employee max mandate? Yes. Right away.
Well, isn't Congress exempt? I think Congress and Senate are exempt from getting any kind of juice.
Yeah. Speaking of birds.
Tanya said, I love Virgin River.
I know, right? And his hair looks like Jack. So I melt because I'm a board certified midwife.
That's right.
Even though I'm a doctor of natural health now.
I just need to quit my day job and go to the bar.
Yeah, go open a bar.
Right.
Oh, we can have our own Virgin River. But we're moving out of Illinois permanently, so
boom, boom.
Maybe we'll have to move to Vancouver where it was filmed.
What do you do? What do you suggest we do collectively to stay in high vibrations? That's not a collective thing.
I have to tell you how
that's an individual thing.
I gotta just tell them though.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck with the Matrix. I know that you get upset, but I think it's so fun. I love fucking with the Matrix because just when they try to hijack me, I come at them like literally with my dragon fire. See, in Instagram, you'd be hearing all the fun little music stuff if you were watching live on there. That's the lion's head coming out too.
Talk
So,
with the
my
Matrix. Matrix likes to fuck
suggestion
back.
They want to play hardball, let them. I'm not staying in the dome.
I get that.
I refuse to stay in the
But there's
human
a certain
experiment
level,
in the dome.
there's a certain level of figuring out their shit and quietly moving through it. There's another one to brag about it because they will bring something down the pipe.
I'm not bragging about it. She asked me how I do it, and I'm just speaking how I.
Because you asked me how to do it.
Because
and then you did it your own way.
Because you give a better explanation.
You asked me how to do it. I showed you how to do it, and I told you how I did it, and then you did it, and then I said, but don't ever talk about it or tell them that you figured it out. And the first thing you're like, fuck you guys. Is that all you got? Come on, give me some more. It's like,
We don't agree on how I handle the Matrix.
Nope.
As you can see. But is the Matrix actual people or species watching and listening to us, or is it coding in our DNA? It's all AI with what I call
all of the above. All the above.
all the above, but it's AI, and some of them can be dark force energies.
What is a fucking shit show for 300, Alex?
Oh, we're playing Jeopardy.
Jeopardy. We're in Jeopardy. We're in Jeopardy, Monopoly, and Wheel of...
All at one time?
Yeah. Wheel of Karma instead of Wheel of Fortune.
That's so true. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Some people's time has been speeding up, and some people's time has been slowing down. Like we said, we're having double visions. Some people can't keep track of time. So what everybody's experiencing is time doesn't exist. Time is just a series of moments. And the more you can focus in that moment, like if you're having fun, you're not focused in the moment, you're just experiencing and having fun, time flies by. Yeah. But if you're doing something you don't like and you have to put all this energy into it and everything, it takes forever.
Right.
So time is not real. If you didn't have a clock to set your biological time frame to, you wouldn't know what time it is.
That's true. All I'm thinking about is Jack Sparr and Mel. They're at the Lumberjack games right now, and I want to go see how they're playing.
Everybody watch Virgin River, I guess. I guess that's what this means.
Everyone in the chat room loves it. Especially us females.
I think Sia said she loved it. No, it was Tanya. Tanya said she loved it.
Yeah.
Washington, Vancouver is tainted area. Puka?
Not in my timeline, Raven. That's the famous quote I say.
That'll be our next episode. Not in my timeline. I
always say that. Do I not scream it?
Yeah.
I scream it a lot. Not in my timeline. That is not on my timeline. I've actually said it to people, like when they run around trying to make you put a mask on, and I'm like, I'm not wearing a mask. And then I pull out my Coco card, because Coco's an emotional support dog, and in Illinois, they're not very good about you bringing in an emotional support dog. But I have severe anxiety, so she's my emotional support dog. She comes with me everywhere.
And like you're saying, not in my timeline. If you're observing that you're in your own sovereignty, a lot of businesses, especially here in Illinois, really don't give a rat's ass if you follow the rules, because they're so hurting for money because they did what they were told.
Yeah.
So they'll take your money and they probably won't say anything to you.
Yep.
We've experienced it a lot of places.
I haven't worn a mask in I don't know how long. I walk into so many places here, and I got masks up the ass. These people, but I don't wear it. And then if they tell me, I'm like, nope. And they don't follow us around anymore. They used to follow us around. They don't.
Well, back when it was fresh.
I think I have a dragon.
Back when it was fresh, and there isn't as much information now that there is now. Like, it was big and scary.
Yeah.
Now people are like, I mean, it's all over the place. There's a 99.9%, 6% chance.
Right.
And that's people that are like in their 60s.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Children are safe and all that. So, talk about double vision. You look at these people that are still living in fear, or still doing it because they're not living in their sovereignty, and they're doing what they're told. But, we're living in our sovereignty. People are hurting. Businesses and establishments are hurting because they followed the rules.
Right.
They're not giving a government handout. These things were shut down. Their economy shut down. People were shut down. They're not getting anything back for all that money they didn't make for that time.
Mm-hmm. So, oh well.
What kind of dog is Coco?
Shih Tzu Terrier
Mm-hmm.
mix, who's 15, who's sleeping under our feet right now.
So, do we have any announcements before we go?
Do you want me to announce?
Do you have any announcements?
Solation's coming back for those who were part of my Solation group the last 2 times. I've only had Solation come back every couple of years. I've had it, and then I waited 2-3 years, and then I brought it back, and now it's been 2 years.
And I hear it's back to stay.
It's back to stay. Solation is coming back, and it's going to stay. It's a subscription group, $11.11 a month. And I got some really badass shit coming into these videos.
I've seen
that I've never
some of the stuff that she's brought out in her old Solation group. This is Solation on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
There's like, there's investigation. Yep. There's like these series of, what would you call that? Modules of actually doing psychic investigations.
Yes.
There's updated versions of your book.
Yes.
There is goddess circle stuff.
Yes.
I mean, so much stuff coming.
It's a community of all intuitive psychic mediums that want to learn to develop their gift, unveil your intuition, connect with your spirit guides, connect with your loved ones. There are those of you who like my afterlife connection meditations. Those are going to be on steroids. So
there are these new meditations called
Afterlife
Activations.
Afterlife Activations. I was able to channel a lot of this information. So that's coming. A lot of third eye opening for your psychic mediumship. I'm excited. So my book will be in video format, and I'll be having a lot of new stuff in there.
So she's going to go like you're going through the book with her, but it's all new stuff, expanding on it.
Cynthia Jan Atkins, if I'm loony and you don't like what we're talking about, keep scrolling. Keep scrolling or don't watch. Love you. Okay.
And then I recently put together with the Spectrum Mastery Attunement course, I put together a payment plan.
Yes.
So for those, I want to be able to offer it for more and more people. So you have time to go through it. And then it's a 3-month payment plan instead of all right up front. And I feel like more people will benefit from that.
Yes. So those who wanted to become a Spectra practitioner, you can now over 3 months. Okay.
I think that's all for our announcements. She said, I'm not talking about you.
Oh, well, who's she talking about?
Who knows? Someone else.
She said that if we don't wear masks, we're spreading the virus. I don't know.
Looney? I just saw Looney.
I'm very protective of our chat room and community, so I do apologize live. I admit when I'm wrong. I do admit when I'm wrong and when I fuck up. So I apologize.
Oh, is that something else that you're doing? You're doing angel and tarot cards, right?
Oh, Solation.
This is cool.
I'm teaching angel and tarot, the basics, the original. Yeah. And
if anybody knows about spreads, she has her own spread, galactic spread that she has intuitively created, and it's what 99.99999% accurate.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yes. So I am going to be launching that pre-order on Monday. We begin as a group with the first video getting uploaded November 1st, 1/11 in honor of the 11/11. And it comes out Monday pre-order 10/11 because it's 11/11. It's all about the ones.
And she's got like 5 years worth of stuff. It's insane.
I have so much content. It's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. So
all updated for 5th dimensional, 6th dimensional to 9th dimensional consciousness.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yay. Yeah. So it'll be for different levels. So no matter what level you're at, if you are intuitive or you're a psychic medium and you want to just begin, you know, I have 45 years compiled in that book. And so you'll have the Unveil Your Intuition, which is the beginning portion. Then you'll have the psychic mediumship portion, but then you'll have the higher connection on how to begin the channeling that we don't typically teach in the tribe, but we have been bringing how we channel, and we bring that kind of teaching within the tribe itself. So it won't be the same because we don't want to double up the content. But
the afterlife
stuff
activations are pretty sweet.
Yeah, thank you. Yay. Those are our announcements. So
thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.
Yes, we love you all, and it's time to go watch Virgin River.
And so we're in the process of getting some audio stuff done for the anchor. So as of right now, we're not doing the Monday anchor, but that will come back. And then it'll all look very nice and pretty. So we'll be doubling up on the episodes. So
Yep. Also, last thing. Oh shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Wow. That's fantastic. What was the last thing?
I don't know.
Angel cards.
No.
Galactic.
No. I had to do
meditation.
The show. No, I had to do
the show.
Yeah. That's all right. If I remember, I'll let you know next time.
There you go.
All right. We love you all. Thank you for joining us.
Take great care.
Have a good Wednesday.
Bye now.
Bye.